It is to be here with these kids and watching their faces as you go about this business?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of the job, especially when you get to do the little basketball clinics with the young guys. I remember vividly as a kid, being at these camps, kind of dreaming that I would one day be in the NBA. Didn't ever, know that I would eventually be running the camp. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good part.
Optum comes in here and they completely redo the whole place. How cool is that for these kids to have it's basically a brand new gym?
Yeah, it looks really nice. You can smell how fresh it is. That's for sure. But it is really cool that they came in here and now these kids have a chance to practice and play in a nice place.
We saw Jalen take a fall last night. Did you see that? What did you think? And have you had a chance to speak with him?
Yeah, it's a nasty, scary fall. I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet. He didn't come into the facility this morning, but very blessed that nothing happened so far. It seems like he's okay. He was able to walk off, and yeah, that's scary moments like that when you're in the air.
When you first when he first went down.
Right, for sure. You're hoping that he's okay. It happened so suddenly too, like you didn't expect it, and then it happens, and you're hoping that he's okay. And when he's able to finally walk off, you're at least a little bit relieved.
You talk a little bit about the 50 or 100, 1,000 pound gorilla in the room. People asking you, asking coaches, asking Danny, are you possibility coming back the way you're working out? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are that I take it day by day, and I said that from the very beginning. That's what I would do, not putting a timetable on it. And the recovery is going well and progressing well. Was in the facility this morning. We'll be in the facility tomorrow, and that's kind of my goal. So just really focusing day by day.
So have you even thought about it remotely for this season?
Haven't really thought about it. Just continuing to think like, what am I going to do today that'll be better?
And how has it gone? How's your progression?
Progression's going really well. Working my way up on the alter G, and working my way towards running, and then ultimately jumping, and then continuing the process.
People talk a lot about athletes and how difficult this process is, a lot of alone time. What's it been like for you to go through it? How much of a challenge has it been mentally as well as physically?
Mentally is the biggest challenge out of all of it. I've been blessed to have the Celtics provide such a great training staff. Had my trainer from Indianapolis come and be with me this whole time as well, and blessed to have a family to help me get through it. I have a wife and 2 little ones. Going home to them makes it a lot better.
Can you guess how many times you've been asked when you go out in public, when you go get a cup of coffee or something, just how many times you've been asked, hey, are you coming back?
Thousands of times. Every single time I go out, people ask, how's my ankle? Am I coming back? So I get it all the time.
Earlier this season, you did say you had hope of going back this season. Do you still have that hope?
The hope is still there. It's something where I'm really honestly not even thinking about it. I know we're getting towards the end of the year, so it's something I'm still working for, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
What's the next checkpoint for you? The next goal?
Next goal is to be able to run without the alter G. So.
How close are you to that? What percent are you on the alter G?
I did 70% today. I think once you get to 80%, you're off of the alter G and you kind of progress towards running. So I'm almost off of it.
When you look at this team, what they've been able to accomplish, does it make you kind of even itch more to come back because of how good they've been?
Right, they've been really good, and just the amount of guys that we have on the team that seem to step up. It's a different guy, on different nights, and obviously led by Kyrie and Al, but I think it's given guys a lot of invaluable experiences, and it's been fun watching them and cheering them on.
Having not played all year, have you talked to Danny or Brad about a certain time of if you're going to wind up playing, it has to be decided by this date, that date, start of the playoffs, anything like that?
We have not talked about that, no.
Your dad's running pickup games on the court after. Did you know that? Is your dad usually kind of like run pickup games after on the NBA floors?
I knew that because he did it last year. I didn't know he was doing it again this year. I read the article this morning, so I hadn't even talked to him about it yet. So it's.
Did you see video? How do you assess your dad's game?
My dad had an old man's game when I was like a little kid, so I'm sure it's the same now that he's actually an old man. He used to just body me up. He's like a 5'10", point guard that's in the post. So I'm sure he's a little bit slower now, but I'm happy that he's out there, honestly. A lot of those guys, I played with a lot of those guys growing up, so the fact that they're still out there running at 50, 60, 70 years old, it's impressive.
A little more love than that. It's your dad, you know.
Yeah, no, I got to give him a hard time. We had so many battles growing up, and my dad taught me everything I know about the game. So, like I said, happy to see him out there on the court. Proud that he's still out there playing at 54, 55 years old, however old he is, and so just good to see him out there.
I know you haven't really been out there, but you know, being around Danny, being around Brad again in this team, how happy are you again with your decision to come here to Boston long term?
How happy am I with my decision?
Yeah, now that you've been around the team for a while.
I mean, I love the decision to come here. It's unfortunate what happened, disappointing for me. Didn't want to start that way, but like I said, blessed that the Celtics training staff is taking care of me in such a good way, and can't wait to get back on the court.
You talk with Tyree a lot about just how the season's going. It seems like he'll reference you from time to time in terms of being somebody who can rely on talk with. About.
Yeah, I talk with him from time to time for sure, just about how the games are going. Tell him to keep grinding. I know it's a long season, and keep leading the guys. So he's doing a great job.
Brad said he gave you the whiteboard a couple times in practice. Like, what's that like, and does that help you kind of stay involved with everything that's going on out there?
Yeah, I mean it's good to just be out on with the guys in practice. I don't know how much coaching I was doing. The team kind of coached themselves, but it was good to pretend a little bit.
Any other questions?
Let's talk a little bit about just your competitive spirit. And, you're an athlete, top, highest percentage of athletes in the world. And how much have you been battling just yourself to say, okay, one day at a time, one drill at a time, one workout at a time, as far as this journey goes?
I mean, it's the mental grind is the toughest part, and being the competitor that I am, we compete with everything that I'm doing as far as balance, as far as stretching, as far as at first it was shots in the chair, and now I can do shots standing straight up and off the dribble a little bit, and so everything that I'm doing, that we put a competition aspect on it, just to make it fun, just so it's not as much of a bore. It's just very monotonous, very tedious stuff, doing the same thing every single day to only improve an inch or a degree, and you got to make it a little bit fun, and so that's what we try to do.
So last one for me is, we're here for Optum. So are you optimistic at all that you're gonna be back?
I see what you did there. I'm hopeful that I'm gonna be better tomorrow than I was today. So that's all I got for you.
Last question here.
Can you jump at all? Have you tried jumping?
Like little baby jumps.
Okay.
And so it's nothing. It's not on an NBA level of jumping, but I'm getting there.
Like your dad?
That's right.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gordon.
Thank you very much.